Normalization was long in coming, but for a long time, it was slow in coming. There were signs here and there. Israeli diplomats posted to a UN agency headquartered in Abu Dhabi, an Israeli minister visiting for a conference, and a local Jewish community in the UAE coming out of the shadows. The conventional wisdom was, it'll stay this way. Slow, cautious, plodding, with Israel ever playing the mistress, the secret partner of the Arab Gulf states, not to be trotted out in public. So strong was the conventional wisdom that the first sign of radical change was not internalized fully. June 12, 2020, Yusuf Al-Otaiba, the Emirati ambassador in Washington, in an opinion piece in Israel's Yediot Achronot newspaper.
The UAE has encouraged Israelis to think about the upside of more open and normal links. And we have done the same among Emiratis and with Arabs more broadly. These are the carrots, the incentives, the upsides for Israel. Greater security, direct links, expanded markets, growing acceptance. This is what normal could be.
Otaiba's opinion piece came at the height of debate in Israel on annexation, on whether the Israeli government should annex large parts of the West Bank. It was a tough spot for then Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a promise made to his right-wing base, but a move that could spark a backlash abroad. Jared Kushner has said the article by Otaiba was a turning point. The senior Trump administration official telling the New York Times the article got talks moving, with both Israelis and Emiratis open to a basic bargain. The UAE agrees to full-on normalization. Israel suspends West Bank annexation. And apparently a third piece that later came to light. The U.S. agreeing to sell the UAE 50 F-35 fighter planes. It took 6 weeks. 6 weeks from the start of talks to the big announcement.
Everybody said this would be impossible.
Well, today we usher in a new era of peace between Israel and the Arab world.
Let us try and develop this organic relationship that is developing with Israel.
And then it all snapped into form. Israeli reporters flying off to Dubai.
Israel, and we've been going around speaking Hebrew and telling people that we are from Israel, gave us a very warm welcome.
And then Bahrain jumping onto the normalization train. Soon enough, we were off to Washington, as Netanyahu heads to Washington for the historic signing of the normalization agreements with Bahrain and the UAE. And then on the White House lawn.
And everybody is getting set up here in the South Lawn of the White House for the big day. It really feels like a wedding.
And the deed was done. The Abraham Accords signed. It's now been a year. The milestones haven't stopped. Sudan and Morocco joining in on normalization. Hanukkah celebrations in Dubai. Embassies in Abu Dhabi and Tel Aviv. And what was true on September 15th, 2020 is just as true today.
I thought of the people who actually founded the state itself in 1948, people coming on boats from Cyprus with tattoos on their arms, given rifles to fight in the 1948 war as part of a fight to build a homeland and then to be accepted in the Middle East and accepted in the Arab world. And what we saw today here in the South Lawn of the White House was a giant step forward in that process. It's not over. There's still much, much work to be done. But what happened today was special, it was new, it was different,